Ciao, hi everybody. It is supposed we are live. Thanks to all of you for having me and Sandra today. My name is Racca. I'm one of the early member in Plug Association, and I will co-host this live session today. Together with me, Alessandra Morello, one of the most important member in Plug Association. Alessandra, how are you?
I'm fine, thank you. Hello to everyone, and welcome to our panel, the panel organized by Plug, our association. Today we are going to talk about some of our most interesting projects, and surprise, no spoilers.
Okay. First of all, a couple of housekeeping. Actually, we have not the exact feeling about how many people are watching us. Maybe just me and Sandra. On the contrary, please feel free to interact with us through the different channels. This event is broadcasted in the official digital fair organized by ILO. It is also broadcasted on Facebook and YouTube, so you have different way to interact with us. We have a backend in this event that can collect the different comments and then can provide information and feedbacks to us. So if you have any problem with the live, chat with us. If you have any questions, please do your questions live and interrupt our storytelling. We will be more than happy to answer you and to keep this event as much interactive as possible. The second important message is we would like to thank you very, very much the International Training Center of ILO for the opportunity to be part of this online event. As you probably know, this is a digital online fair about digital inclusion. The theme is very, very important for us. You will understand why in a few minutes. But for the moment, please consider this as the framework of this event. And once again, thanks to ILO for inviting us. We are partnering with them for the 10th edition of our contest Posterheroes that you probably know. And for this reason, we are involved in this brilliant initiative. And we have the chance today to talk about digital inclusion and to provide to tell you our story about the association, about the contest, and to interact with some important and great guests that we will unveil in the final part of this talk. Alessandra, do I ever forgot something in the introduction, or we can go straight in the agenda of the session?
Yes, of course we can. I can see actually right now the presentation. Is it normal?
Okay, now our friends in the backend can show my screen and you will see the presentation. Just a couple of seconds. Okay. Lodovica, Matteo, can you help us? Otherwise, we can tell you about the echo. Wow, wonderful! Thank you very much. So this is the title of this event, and now let's go straight in the agenda. The idea for today is to share with you a couple of things, a couple of topics. First of all, our story in the field of social design and communication. Then we will share with you the Posterheroes story, the Posterheroes initiative, our contest, one of the most important projects for us. We are in the 10th edition of the contest. We have a long story behind us, and we are very, very proud of this project. And we will tell you about the story, about our growth in terms of participation, and you will see some of the most important and most effective posters that we have received in the years. We will open a window on the current Open Graphic Design Contest, again, the 10th edition of Posterheroes, that is that is about the digital inclusion. So the topic is fitting with this international fair. And as I said before, we will talk a little bit more about the digital inclusion together with some great guests, some graphic designers, some illustrators, and some friends that we met during this edition of the contest. Yes, this is just a recap about the virtual stage. So me and Alessandra for Plug Association, our guests today, and in the backend, Lodovica and Matteo that are helping us in managing this event. And now let's talk a little bit more about Posterheroes. Alessandra, would you introduce to our audience the Posterheroes initiative?
Of course, let's break the ice with the story of Posterheroes. Posterheroes is a project which was born in 2010. So it's one of our first projects, and maybe still one of our main projects. And it's an international competition which uses creativity, graphics, and illustration in particular to raise awareness on social and environmental issues. We usually are related to the global agenda, and every year our association invites the global community, the global creative community, to create a poster about the issue that we have chosen for the current edition. So far we have run 10 editions of this contest, and well, we usually want to spark a debate, a global debate on these issues, raising awareness on the fact that your daily choices have a strong impact on your future, on your present. So we want to make clear that this reflection is really, really important. We can proceed with the slides, I guess. So, okay.
Sorry, Alessandra, I would like to add a remark about this slide, if I can. The word debate is really important for us, because again, there are no right or wrong interpretation about one single theme. One of the most important features in Posterheroes is precisely the fact that we are open to any kind of opinions through the posters. And we try to foster this different point of view in each of our contests. Just a little remark to add something that is very important for me and for the association.
Yes, of course, you're right. Also, yes, our powerful tool to express messages is, of course, a poster. Every year, we choose a selection panel, an international selection panel that decide which are the most outstanding 40 posters of the edition, and then we organize traveling exhibitions that we are very proud of. So every year we have a larger number of posters that we can show in our events or in the event where we are hosted to. All over the years, we have participated to Graphic Days, which is a festival promoted by also by Plug Association, but we have been hosted in universities and other entities, mostly in Italy, but also on an international level. Well, I'd like to, Christian, have you something to add? Can we describe a little bit more? Okay, our association. Our association was born in 2010 from a group of people coming from the Politecnico of Torino, Faculty of Design and Architecture. And since then, we have had about 50 members that have been participating to our activities. Right now, we count about 14 members, active members that work with me and Christian to create events and all the the project that we are developing. So Plug is promoting contests, just like Posterheroes, but also conferences, educational projects with the students from university, but also from high school. And so it keeps sparking a debate, like Christian was saying just before, on the main issue, highlighting the fact that there is no right or wrong. The important thing is the reflection itself. We have to ask ourselves many questions in order to impact on the society, have an impact on our local or global community. So I guess that there's a slide right now that highlights the system we are in. Okay. Yes, Posterheroes is is our main project that I have just described, but it's not the only one. During these years, we have been organizing a lot of conferences. We have started just with the C conference at the beginning of our history, we can say so, because the winning of Posterheroes, the announcement of the winner of Posterheroes, always went with a conference where we decided to invite a panel of international experts, experts from the visual communication field, from the graphic field, but also from the field of the issue that we were going to tell about. So, for example, during the biennial of Posterheroes dedicated to food, we decided to invite some people from maybe this reality, Italy or slow food, to talk about their point of view and to give us some tips, give us some notion about these themes. So the C conferences, I guess they were the first steps of what we are going to create also right now. So for the festival, we are running graphic days, I mentioned before, and also for lots of activities. Okay, Fabene is I start with the workshop. Also with the conferences, we have always been organizing workshops about craftsmanship, silk screen printing, and everything that goes with the creativity, always with a point of view from sustainability and from social issues that always counts, of course. Fabene is one of our most fortunate, I guess, so we can say so, projects. Fabene in English could be translated like it's good, we can say so. This project was born in 2012-2013, and our idea was to gather from a market. Now there are multiple markets in Torino, but also out of our region, to gather from the market the fresh food, so vegetable and fruits, that wasn't that marketers couldn't sell at the end of the day. So the idea was to give this food to the people in need, to the people who couldn't afford to buy food for themselves or for their family, asking in exchange some of their time to make little social work for the community. So the idea, the circular idea, was to make the community stronger, to promote integration between the people in the community, to help each other, and not just to make a gift with no circularity. This project is now run by a committee that can manage the logistics, and it has become a really big project mentioned in many case studies. So we are very proud to be part of it. Okay, so we we have arrived to 2015, if I recall well. In 2015, Plug funded the Print Club Torino. Print Club Torino is a creative lab, we can say. It was born both as an association and as a creative lab for graphic arts and printing, where ideas, techniques, and processes can be experienced. In fact, right now we can say that it is a hub, a cultural hub, more than a creative lab, because during these years, illustrators, designers, students, and enthusiasts of this field have created a system around it. And also we have created relationships and collaborations with other similar entities all over the world. And the function of this lab is based on a membership card. Everyone who has this card can attend courses and workshop, but also can use the facilities they need to give to shape their projects, and can use all the machinery that are at your disposal when you are in the lab, with the help, of course, of the staff of Print Club. We can say that Print Club Torino is a unique in the panorama of Italian creativity. We have many similars in, we can say, many twins all over the world, in Europe, for example. But I guess it's still a pretty unique reality here in Italy. So we are also very proud of this project. Okay, so the following year, in 2016, Plug Association, Print Club Torino, and the communication agency Quattro Linee decided to fund an international project called Graphic Days. Graphic Days was born as a festival, an international festival of about a week in autumn here in Turin at Toolbox Torino. Maybe you know this place. It's a huge co-working here in our city. And yes, it was born just like an international festival where we invited the most relevant professional coming from the visual communication, visual design field, but also illustrations and everything that goes with arts, visual arts. And we made a calendar of events, for example, workshops, conferences, performances, live performances, exhibitions, a wide area of exhibitions every year. For about a week, this is a very international environment where people can go and see everything that is fascinating from all over the world. The following years, this project has developed since today. We can say no more that it's just a festival. Today is a 365 days project, which lasts all year long. Especially, we have begun organizing a collateral festival, an off festival, we can say so, called In the City, where in fact we decided to involve museum, galleries, all the communication and design studios in the city, but also restaurants and other shops here in Turin, to open their doors to a series of events on visual communication. So we have reached about 70 locations, and it lasts about a month of event, plus the week always in autumn. You are all invited to the next edition, which will be held in Turin in September, October of 2021. Okay, and last but not least, one of our temporarily last project. It's URB, which deal with the notion of active citizenship. It's a project, we can say a training project for high school students who work with creativity and art. It's based on a part with lessons where we can talk with the students about the theme of citizenship, of the community, online and offline, and all the related topic to this particular theme. And then we have a tangible outcome in the city. So the students at the final, their final, we can say it's a project that comes to life just in their community, their neighbor, their city in general, but they have to understand that they can have an impact, a strong impact on their community. And this is how we try to make them understand.
Sandra, I jump in order also to give you the chance to take a little break. Sandra did a great job because he told the story of 10 years of project in a few minutes. And as you can understand, it is an hard task because behind each of these projects, there is a word. There is a lot of hours of design, of production, of success stories, but also bad events and so on. So the main invitation for you that are listening at us is to choose the entry point in these systems and try to deepen the project or the side of our story that you prefer. Again, Fabena is a kind of word, now is an independent project by Plug Association and the rest of us. Print Club Torino become an independent association, an independent no-profit association. Graphic Days, it is probably currently the most known project by the general audience because there is a huge event, and we just closed a special event dedicated, focused on arts and design in Netherlands, and we are preparing a new edition for September 2021. Europe is a project, but we wanted to transform this temporary initiative in a kind of channel for us, a kind of area where we work with schools, with educations, with active citizenships, and so on. So again, our jobs, our projects during these years were many. Some of them are super great, and we are very, very proud of them. Also because, as you remember, Plug is a volunteering association, so it is something that is made mainly in the free time for most of this project, and this is a great value, a great additional value. In other cases like Print Club or Graphicness, now we have permanent people working on our project. But again, all this system of projects started from Plug and from Posterheroes vision. So we are super happy of this evolution of our association. Meanwhile, we have also some interaction by the audience. We have Yui, sorry, the pronunciation probably is not correct, that say hi, ciao. And also these posters are so great, and we are happy too about the quality of these posters, but we will show you more posters in a few minutes. And also Daria is watching us. Ciao, Daria, and all the other people. Again, if you have any questions for us, feel free to ask in the feedbacks channel or in the chat channel or in the questions channel, wherever you want. We will be more than happy to answer you. Okay, let's go straight with the presentation. Alessandra, are you still there? Okay, wonderful. And let's see a bit. Okay, this is not new, basically, but it's a kind of trend about our posters acquisition over the year. PH stands for Posterheroes, of course, and as you can see, we have an impressive growth in the number of posters that we received over the years, starting from less than 1,000, arriving to more than 3,000 posters in the last edition. And we definitely hope to achieve more great numbers in the futures. And another very, very important aspect, we are so proud of this aspect, is the number of countries involved in the competition. We reached more than 100 countries among the participants in the last edition. That is an impressive result for a graphic design contest. Also, because if you look at the map of the participants in Posterheroes, so definitely you can draw the entire world, and this is very, very good for us that we are organizing with so passion the contest. And now let's go a bit more in details with the different editions of Posterheroes, but probably Alessandra can add more details about the evolution of Posterheroes and the different editions.
Yes, Christian. The first edition of our contest, our project Posterheroes, was dedicated to the future of energy. That year, Posterheroes proposed a debate on futures energetic policies. And so the question that we asked to our global creative community was, what kind of energetic policies should we follow? And the answer came as a poster, and we start to see how different from country to country are this poster and these messages. But the first edition was very, very related to our second, because also in the second edition we talk about our future and the energy, but we decided to focus on the consumption. In fact, this edition, the question that we asked was, which kind of consumption model do you propose? Which kind of scenario, we can say, do you imagine for an aware fruition of the energetic and material resources? These two were very, very connected, but I guess that they represented an evolution, one of the other, about this theme in the debate. Maybe we can consider also the third edition a sort of conclusion of this reflection, because we propose a reflection on the smart city, and we decided to focus on the field of production, health, mobility, and public life in city, asking to our audience, our community, what are the aspects that make a sustainable city, a smart city as we know it. So evolution in this case was the key to this reflection. Then the fourth edition was very connected to the time, because those were the year where the food was the main topic in Italy, more than usual, because Milan was hosting the expo about food. So we decided to run this trend, proposing a reflection on this theme with a biennial. The first of these 2 years, so edition number 4, was about we can say nutrition and the food in general, proposing a reflection about what do we eat, what is correct to eat for your body, for your health, but also where does your food come from. So you have to know that every choice you made about eating something has a path, has an implication, as a social, economical, and environmental implication. In the second part of this biennial, we decided to focus on the life cycle of food. So we went to the specific steps, starting from the production, the conservation, the transportation, the distribution. We wanted to make people to reflect on this journey, the journey that your food make to be on your table. So I guess these two were about were two important editions for our contest, because we received so many posters, maybe sometimes cynical posters, sometimes ironic posters, but I guess that this reflection was very remarkable, considering the expo and considering everything that was going on with this team in the agenda. Well, okay, number 6, Rights in Love. This was the edition about the right to love. We started from, of course, it's a theme that it's on the international debate from many years now, but we would like to ask to people what do they think about the fact that sometimes the government have the right to tell you who you have to love. It's maybe one of the first thing that it comes to your mind in terms of freedom, the power to choose who you can love. So this was the debate we have asked to people to talk to and to express their message through a poster. Well, we have to mention one of our our first and main partner since now, which is Fini. We set a collaboration with Fini at the very beginning of our journey, we can say. And Fini, for those who doesn't know this brand, is a worldwide leader in the design and production of textures and finishing solutions for fashion, luxury, and design. But it is also a leading global producer of graphic specialties, natural fibers-based. Part of the paper of its products is made from cellulose, algae, fruits, nuts, leather, and all the material that we can reuse. So sustainability is maybe the first thing that we have in common, and Fini. That's why Fini chose us, and we are really happy to set this collaboration, which is still going on, because we share the same value about sustainability and about the social awareness on the themes of environment and so on, we can say. We have come to the 7th edition, Shaping the Future. In this edition, we wanted to present a very varied, we can say, almost a miscellanea of challenges of the future. In fact, we have some categories that we shared with our audience for this particular edition, which was the climate change, the global warming problem, of course, but also the challenge related to, for example, artificial intelligence, and also the human rights and the social relationship with humans. So we try to mention all the aspects of the challenges of the future, and it was really interesting to see which posters were sent, because everyone have, I guess, in this particular edition, have more freedom to explore their message and the way they would like to represent it with illustration or graphics.
And by the way, let me add the big novelty in this edition was the fact that Fabeni changed its role from a kind of sponsor in the previous edition. Now it becomes a real partner. So the design of the contest, of the 7th edition of the contest, have been done together with Fabeni. And this is important because it opens the contest, opens Posterheroes to a different kind of collaboration activities. So it is not more a project by Plug, it is a project for the community, organized by managed by Plug, but together with other organizations. And this is, again, an important signal about the importance of this kind of communication actions around the world.
Yes, of course. Okay, in 19, sorry. In 2019, our edition was called A Poster for Integration. So social integration was the main theme, as you can see. We try to talk about acceptance and diversity, starting from the fact that we live, of course, in a globalized society, but the boundaries, and as boundaries we mean physical one or not physical ones, are still really present. So the questions that we asked to our community were something like, what is the importance of migration, migrants and diversity for a nation? What does it mean to overcome the fear of the other? Of course, the responses were very different based on the nationality of the author of the poster, but I guess that it's of course something that we can appreciate of this contest. The fact that some themes more than others have a really different response, a really different representation, maybe a really different also frustration related to the topic. So Posterheroes 9 was the last edition. We can say the pandemic edition, but we decided the topic before experimenting a real global emergency, health emergency. The theme was figured out to be really related to the pandemic, because the main issue we wanted to talk about was the decent work. Our goal was to understand what is decent work and which nationality, which situation allow a decent work and which one don't. In this edition, we have set a collaboration with the ILO, because of course it is a theme that they have. They focus on their everyday job, we can say. And this time we try to represent all the different scenarios based on the gender, based on the nationality, and so on. We also talk about the child labor and the rights based on different governments. So this, I guess, this one was a very complicated edition in terms of also policies and laws, we can say. I don't know, Christian, if you want to add something. I guess we have a video.
Yes, I would like to ask to our audience if they like those posters, because we like a lot our posters and we are very proud of them. For a matter of space, we can include only 4 posters in each of these slides, but you have to think that for each edition we award 45 40 posters with one special mention by our organizing team. And so the number of awarded posters during these 10 years of Posterheroes was impressive. I would invite you all the people interested in this topic to go to our main website, www.posterheroes.org, to see all the posters in all the editions. To give you an idea about the quality and about the incredible works that we received for this last edition, that was currently the most participated edition during our stories, we can show you now the video that collect all the 40 posters that were selected by our international jury. So I would ask you to our Lodovica and Matteo to share the video with you.
There we are in the place of
Amazing, isn't it? We really like our posters. And the final message said, see you next year. Actually, see you this year, because the new edition of Posterheroes is active currently right now, but we will talk about this in a few seconds. Can we do more apart from posters? This is the question. Yes, the answer is definitely yes. We created around the posters that we received different initiatives, different performances, different products and graphic supports. You can see in the picture our annual calendar that we design and that we produce together with Fabeni, our historical partner. And this is an incredible piece of art, let me say, because in this huge format you can see for each month one of the posts that won the competition. Not only calendar. For example, we created some amazing catalogs. Some of them were also awarded with national and international prizes. So we are very proud of this work in the past. And not only this, because all the time we are able to do, we organize also public exhibitions in order to show to the general audience our beautiful posters. We organize thematic exhibitions, so with posters from different editions together, or vertical exhibitions dedicated, for example, to one specific edition. And for example, if you attend our main festival, Graphic Days, you have the chance to see every year a beautiful collection of our posters. So the invitation, if you don't know Posterheroes, is to go on the website, and if you have the chance to attend Graphic Days, is to join us during the festival days in presence, if you're able to do this, and to see these wonderful collections of arts. And again, also some performances where we ask to our audience to interact with us and with the posters around the topic that we have explored in the specific edition. If I'm not wrong, this is about the integration edition, so Posterheroes 8, if I'm not wrong. Also, Delphine said, "Incredible posters." Thank you very much for this comment. And again, if you have any questions, we are happy to answer you. Alessandra, do you have still 1 minute, or are you in rush for your next meeting?
I can stay. I have 10 minutes about, so.
Okay. So stay with us for this second part of this event. One of the aspects that we also created, because not me but many of the people inside the organization are graphic designer, is also the system of communication around Posterheroes. So the way of communicating the contest, and this changed a lot during the year. In this slide, you can see the initial logo, the initial brand, and how we adapted the brand to the different editions, changing not only the color but also the system of communication around this. This is every year is a kind of challenge in order to be new in our way of communicating Posterheroes, not boring, and also to try to reflect, to mirror in the graphic design, the communication, also the main theme of the contest. This is for the Posterheroes 6, about the love theme, and also this is about the shape, the future. So edition 7, so shaping the future. You already. This is about the integration, where we did a different choice. So we took an artwork by a local artist that we used for our communication, with an agreement with him, of course. But we decided to use this image because it was very, very representative of our edition of the contest. And this is Humans at Work, so edition number 9. Meanwhile, also Alessia Messutti said, thanks for sharing the poster, always amazing to follow these initiatives. And thanks to you for the message and for the comment. And now it is the time to show you something a little bit new, not really new because the 10th edition of the contest started a couple of months ago, but this is the very, very last edition of Posterheroes that is still in progress. So for all the people that are listening at us, there is still chance to participate in the contest, to produce posters like the ones that you have seen before, and to participate with them in this edition. Even in this edition, we are partnering with Fini. Of course, we have this partnership with the ILO because the theme is very, very close to their mission. Even in this edition, we have the prize, so this is a bigger incentive to participate in the contest. But again, the major reason is to become part of this large community of artists and designers. And as you can see, the main theme of this edition is digital inclusion, of course, and we call this Posterheroes 10 Becoming Equals, because we want to play a little bit with the words, so being equal to the digital aspects and to the digital devices and tools. Why this? As I said you before, sorry, the edition is still in progress. So we have still 1 week, more or less, to participate in the contest, but there is still time to create an amazing poster to submit. So the invitation is to join us and to submit your posters. You will find all the information, the rules, the submission procedure on our main website www.posterheroes.org. There is obviously a short form to complete, to get to send us the important information for us, and then you can submit the posters. Why digital inclusion? This is the question I want to explore a bit, and this question will give the chance to make a bridge with the second part of this event, where we will interact with some guests. Well, of course, we were inspired by the pandemic effect, of course, because in the last year, in the last few months, due to the pandemic, we have all experienced the importance of being connected to the world, connected to the family, connected to other people, to our friends, whatever. This is a matter of survival, let me say, because if you are not connected to the internet, you are really, really alone. And of course, we have a great, in the last few years, we had this great trend in digitalization, in digital transition that enabled a lot of countries, a lot of people to being really and effectively connected to the internet. But there is still some road to do, still some things to do in this sense. According to this statistic, but there are many statistics about this, about 60% of the global population are connected. Nice, very, very nice. But what about the other 40%? What about the other 40%? And 40% of people are about 3 billion of people. It is a huge, huge number that probably currently is disconnected. And you know, because we experience it, we all experience this, and this is the power of the pandemic. We all experience it. What does it mean to be disconnected by the world? So we decided to explore this very, very important theme for us. And the idea is to, as usual, open the floor to different perspectives and to go beyond the pandemic, because it is not, again, the pandemic is just an accelerator of the events, but the digital inclusion is a wider problem, is a wider topic, and definitely it will be one of the most important argument in the next few years, because if we were not able to connect these 40% to use the gap, well, our most important power tool to improve our life, that is internet, also became a big element of inequality, and this is a challenge that we can't won, definitely. Okay, so this is the reason behind we choose this important term. This is the reason why we have met again ILO, and this is the reason why we are here today in this important online event dedicated to digital inclusion. Okay. Just a piece of story behind our last edition of the contest. I really hope that you will enjoy this topic. Usually people are very, very inspired by our theme because they are very actual, they are very contemporary, and so good luck to all the people that will decide to participate in this new edition of the contest. And well, I already said this, so I can skip this slide just to wrap up about the Posterheroes 10 key information submission by July 14th. 2,500 euros as cash prize. Posters have to be digital, 70 by 100, and as usual, we have an international jury that will evaluate your works. That is a huge prize itself, apart from the economic prize, apart from the cash prize. And in the lower part of the slide, you can see the credits and our partners in this great adventure. Okay. This is the information that I would like to remark for this initial part of the talk. Probably now it's time for Sandra to leave us. So
Unfortunately, I have to go. But before, I'd like to thank you, Christian, to thank our guests of today, and also to thank ILO for having us today.
Ciao, Sandra. See you around. See you soon.
See you soon. Bye. Thank you.
Okay. I'm now alone on the stage, but not for a lot of minutes. In a few seconds, some new people, new guests will join me for this second part of the events. Meanwhile, the invitation is always the same. If you have questions, interact with us through YouTube, Facebook, whatever you want. Send a message to me if you prefer, and be interactive. Don't be shy. Well, in this second part, the idea basically is to explore a little bit more the main theme, so digital inclusion. And in order to do this, we would like to involve other people, other points of view, other perspectives, and we decided to get some video contributions and some live presence with other people. Let's start with the video contributions. Since the last edition, so Posterheroes 9, we introduced the figure of the ambassador of Posterheroes. So artists, illustrators, designers, studios, not participating in the contest formally, but that contribute to the contest, proposing an artwork on the same thing that we use for the promotion and the communication of the competition. And even in this edition, we decided to have these ambassadors because it's a great added value for our contest. And today we have some of them joining in this live event. We have some video contributions and also the presence of one of them, Giovanni Gastaldi, that will join us in a few seconds. But let's start with the contributions. The first in the list is Studio Sofa. Studio Sofa is a small multidisciplinary design studio that is based in Tuscany. It is founded in 2018 and currently run by Lucrezia, Cortopassi and Martina, Cuonz. And their approach, the funny part is that their approach is manifested in the name, Studio Sofa. So an intimate and welcoming approach, so staying seated on the sofa for a diverse range of clients and fields. Let's see the video that Lucrezia and Martina prepared for us in order to show to me and to you their work that they prepared as ambassador.
I am the founder and graphic designer of Studio Sofa and one of the ambassadors for this edition of Posterheroes. I was born into a creative family. My dad paints and my mom is a big lover of interior design and antiques market. Since I was a child, I loved to draw and mix colors together, so for this reason I studied at art school in Lucca, and after I moved to Florence to graduate in product and communication design at ITCILO Florence. I really love design, especially the creative process behind Italian personalities like Ettore Sozzas and Somari and Bruno Munari. I worked in several design studios from Lucca to Pisa, and after this experience, I decided to go home to create something personal like a creative agency with a mission: improve the lives of the people of my city and educate them to the culture of design. I also love traveling, take some pictures from my personal album of visual inspiration, and wherever I am, I've always tried to learn and take home culture of other countries. This is why I believe that Studio Sofa stands out in the area, because it's a mix of experience, colors and cultures acquired over the years, and I'm very pleased that it looks like this.
Hi, I am Martina, a graphic illustrator and the other half of Studio Sofa. I graduated in graphic design and completed a 3-year degree in editorial illustration in Florence. I grew up in a family that loves art. My father comes from Switzerland to study sculpture in Carrara. I draw since I was a child, but only in the last 3 years I realized that drawing could be my work. After my graduation in graphic design, I really felt like I was missing something, and so I decided to study illustration and restart drawing on paper. This course of study really opened my mind to new possibilities. Starting again from painting, brushes and pencils, I found what I am, a world of simple and colorful shapes. I really love design, and I think this is an important part of my illustration, also with my love for futurist painters like Balla and De Pero. In the last period, I found myself doing many portraits, and I might say that is something I really like, trying to represent unknown people by letting me tell a story about their life.
We founded Studio Sofa in 2018 in the city center of Pietrasanta, a small town in Tuscany famous for figurative art and sculpture. For this reason, it's exactly here that we decided to open a creative agency for help and educate the province in design culture. Studio Sofa is a multidisciplinary design studio that works across print, branding and illustration projects, playing with strong colors and simple geometric form. Most of our clients are local, but we have commissions from all over the world. In just 3 years, we have participated in great design exhibitions, such as the one headed by Rossana Orlandi for the last Design Week in Milan. We usually making posters for our clients, and we really like it, so for this reason we are very happy to be the ambassador for this edition of Posterheroes about digital inclusion. Thank you so much for having us. Digital inclusion is a very important and complex topic to be implemented. For this reason, we wanted to create a very simple and immediate design, but interactive, so that people really feel what it means not to be connected. The poster is very simple. The artwork represents the 2000 ways in which we use the connection, for shopping, for chatting with friends, for work, to read some news, etc. We only use shades of blue, but in the center there is a black box with a QR code. We invite viewers to scan it to access additional content that in reality does not exist, because the screen that appears says there is no connection.
Well, thanks to Lucrezia and Martina for this presentation and for this video contribution for the poster, of course. This is also the chance to go a little bit behind the aesthetic of the first appearance of the posters, and so to understand a bit more also the creative process behind this artwork. The second ambassador that we will have today as a video contribution is Sara Gironi Carnevale. She graduated at IAD, so here in Torino. And after working in the advertising and graphic design, at the end of 2016, she started her career as an illustrator. And she deeply believed that part of the job, of her job, is to contribute in the society where we live in. And I think that the participation as ambassador in Posterheroes is a mirror of this will. So let's see the video by Sara Gironi Carnevale.
I am one of the ambassadors of this year's edition of Posterheroes about digital inclusion. First of all, thanks to the Digital Inclusion Knowledge Fair for having me, even though just virtually. And a huge thank you to Posterheroes for making me part of this year's edition about such an important topic. I'm here to talk about who I am, about my work, and about the poster I created for Posterheroes. So let's do that. As I said, I am an illustrator, and I really like to say that I am one, and not that I'm only making illustrations, because to draw it's something that I would do anyway, even if it wasn't my job. As long as I can remember, I used to draw since I was a little girl. I grew up surrounded by art. My mother is an artist as well, and nature, because my dad is a biologist. And I think that these two are my main interests and passions: illustration, art, design, and everything about natural world, as you can see from my plants and the waves behind me. So it wasn't a surprise for my family when I said that I wanted to study graphic design at high school first and at the university later. The problem was that at that time there weren't any degree course about design close to my hometown, Naples. So in 2011 I moved to Turin to study communication and graphic design at IAD, Istituto d'Arte Applicata and Design. 3 years later I graduated with the European Bachelor and with no idea of what I wanted to do in my life. Ironically, it took me another while and a few wrong jobs to realize that what I wanted to do in my life was exactly what I was doing since I was a child, to draw. So first I worked in the advertising field, and then I tried to work for a while as a graphic designer, but I guess I was a terrible employee. So in 2016 I was fired, and then I had to decide what I wanted to do with my life. And I decided to try and be a freelance illustrator. So my career as an illustrator officially started between 2016 and 2017. And after almost 5 years, I still think it was the best decision I could ever make. Today, I work as a freelance illustrator. And I can say that sometimes it is tricky, It can be frustrating and hard and scary, but it's worth the effort, because not only I'm doing something that I deeply love, but also what I get in return is freedom. I mean, I am free to decide for my schedule, I am free to choose the clients I want to work with and the projects I want to work on. Obviously, it's about compromise, but somehow I've just found my happy place professionally. I mainly work in the editorial field for clients such as Science, Scientific American, the Washington Post, Amazon, the Volkskrant, and it is relevant to today's topic, because if I wasn't digitally included, I wouldn't have the possibility to work with clients from all around the world, just sitting at my desk. I think it's from topic like this that I get my inspiration. I'm inspired by everything about society, like politics, economics, science, and topical issues in general, because I deeply believe that as an artist, part of my job is to give my contribution to the society we are living in, trying to represent it somehow. Also, these kind of topics really trigger me and make me want to say my opinion. And the only way I know to do that is through images, is with illustration. It's my way to communicate, to express my feelings and my thoughts. And somehow I'm lucky, because it's that kind of language that everyone in the world can understand. It's a sort of Esperanto. That's why I think it's important to support and take part to initiatives like Posterheroes, because with a poster, with an image, you can talk about something that important like today's topic. So I guess it's time to talk about the poster out of competition I created for this year's edition. Before I got the brief, I never thought about the problem of being digitally included. I'm a bit ashamed to admit that probably I took for granted my privilege, my access to technology and to the internet. Also, I had no idea internet is actually a human right. So that was exactly the kind of thing I started to think about: human rights, such as freedom and equality. And then one image came to my mind, and it was The Liberty Leading the People by Delacroix. And then I thought, yeah, that's the kind of icon I was looking for. I mean, she's doing a revolution, and somehow we are living a revolution, a digital one, and not to mention we are in the middle of a pandemic. So yeah, she was just perfect. I just had to change her tool. So instead of a flag, she's holding a smartphone. Why a smartphone? Because a smartphone is something that somehow everyone has. Maybe another thing that we are taking for granted. And it's not just a phone, but it is our way, our tool to be connected. And to be connected means to be part of something, to be part of a society. And I guess that our duty is to try and build a better society where everyone can be included. Thank you for having me. I hope you enjoyed this video and it didn't bother you too much. Thank you. Bye.
Thank you, Sara, for your contribution, and thank you for your poster. Really appreciated. You will see all the ambassadors' posters on our media channels, so you can so you can appreciate them. Third in the list of today external contribution, we have Giulia Tassi. Giulia had the opportunity to study graphic design and illustration in the West European University, like for example SAPSI, ENSAD, ISIA, and definitely she loved taking inspiration from alpine landscapes. So let's see the video by Giulia.
An illustrator. I'm really glad to have the opportunity to take part at the Posterheroes project as ambassador and be invited by Digital Inclusion Knowledge Fair. I'm a great fan of Posterheroes. I like to see the multitude of ways to tell the same topic from so many designers. It offers the possibility to consider the argument from a large number of points of view. I haven't been an illustrator for so long, so I don't have so much thing to tell you about my business. I've always loved to draw. My study have brought me to this profession. I studied visual communication in Lugano, and after this I moved to Urbino to specialize me in illustration. The university has made me grow a lot, both professionally and personally. I'm still in contact with most of my schoolmates, with whom I often collaborate on projects. With some of them I founded a fanzine named Pelo Magazine. Thanks also to this collaboration, we were able to find new job opportunities. It was sometimes difficult for me to find new clients. I choose to return to my little hometown, surrounded by mountains in the north of Italy, far from the opportunity of the city, the big city. Digital was absolutely fundamental for starting work. On one hand, my job experience isn't so long, but on the other, I recognize that thanks to the web, in 4 years I had the opportunity to work with big international reality. And for example, be here now. Lots of my commission come from my social media and my website. Technology is a central tool also for realization of most of my artworks made with digital painting. I can say that without technology, my career wouldn't have been much harder. But my poster tells another kind of story. I took my inspiration by a photo of a girl sitting in the street, using an hotel Wi-Fi to make her online homework. I got touched by this peak. Digital technology has become indispensable for everyone starting from education. I'm 29 years old, and for my generation probably digital wasn't so important, but if we look at the school today, we can notice that digital is significant. I decided to illustrate a little girl making a computer with paper, brush and scissors to emphasize its lack of tools. World can be unequal. Some kids are overexposed to internet, social media, etc. And others have such difficult to get access to basic technology. But let's not forget that nowadays it should be a primary right. Thank you for having me. So English, and bye.
Thank you, Giulia, for your video contribution. Definitely the inspiration that you got pretty clear in your artwork. And now, after a couple of video external contribution, it is time to have someone live. So I would invite virtually, of course, on the stage, Giovanni Gastaldi, that is an illustrator from Turin. Ciao, Giovanni.
Hi.
How are you?
Hi, ciao. Fine, thanks. I'm very happy to be here. And
Great.
thanks a lot again to choose me like for ambassador. I'm very appreciated because I'm honored because I'm still a young illustrator and I have a lot of work to do. But thank you.
We are very proud to have you among the ambassadors, and your works are super, so you are in the right place. The idea for the next, let me say, 10 minutes is to go deeper inside your to share your story as initial part of this talk, and then to go a little bit more inside in your artwork, seeing the creative process, but also the production process behind the posters. And how do you prefer? Would you like to start saying a few words about you?
Yes.
And your story? Great.
Yes, okay. I have a long story. My name is Giovanni Gastaldi. I'm a young illustrator who from the northwest of Italy. I live for 5 years in Turin, but now I moved more from my original city in the mountains. So I graduated in illustration at the IED in Turin, Institute European of Design, in 2017, and I completed this year the Mi Master in Milan. So after my first graduate, I work in many fields as such in agency for social media for a publisher because I don't wanna after the IED do the illustrator. I wanna find new jobs for a few years. And after 2 years, I started COVID, so it's been a full freelance illustrator for a year now. And so I work for a lot of clients. For example, in Turin, I do this. It's a project I do for my city Turin. It's for Marchetti, Alberto Marchetti, because it's fine. It's very beautiful. See something in life not only talk. This is a ceramic cups illustrator, for example. It's a very important project I do for my city. So let's start to talk on the poster.
Yep, definitely.
I hear here. So the first thing I think I thought on the digital inclusion is my grandmother. Because she's very smart, intelligent, and strong.
This is, by the way, a strange association.
Yes, but because
not so strange, digital inclusion.
She have a 85 years old, but she now use a computer and smartphone. She's very smart. In the year, she has learned to use them slowly. Starts in Italy to make prints for the local church. Okay, for the meet to do prints on the computer, and go after the years after she learned to go on the internet for cooking recipes. Now she recently learned to use a smartphone. Sometimes there was a family very crazy because sometimes she's have a few problems. Yesterday she called me, "Hi Giovanni, there is a dancing ping on my phone." Dancing ping? But you are on internet, you are on WhatsApp? No, in the home. Okay, I don't know. But now she uses, for his age, she uses very well the smartphone.
So you are the personal consultant for her, yeah. Right?
Oh, yeah, obviously.
It is something that I know very well. 3
times a day. Hey Giovanni, I can call, but you call me now. What is the problem? But she's very smart. Now she learn to use these technologies. Because today, she's very unique. There are many older people in the world today, even more younger than her, who don't know to use that technology. And not because they are old, they are stupid, but because this technology are not designed for them. Are designed by young engineering in California for young people and not studied for older people. It's a problem. It's a design problem. Okay. Enzo Mari, famous Italian designer, said that design should take a kind of oath, like the Hippocratic oath of the doctors. In this oath, they should promise to design new things, respecting morality and think about progresses, leaving no one behind. Okay, it's a lot of time ago. It's a revolutionary because today technology is only for profit, only for useful. It's not a design problem. So today it's the fact. But when you and me were old, 50, 40 years, the technology we are excluded by technology, or we are part of it. Whereas there is a design of digital inclusion for us, when we are old, or the new technology that we not expect from the progress of 10 years, 20 years in the future, exclusion us. It's a very problem, and so I think it's the idea that created the process. I think the poster. So I have a contribution, a video contribution.
Yes, we know, and now we ask to Lodovica and Matteo to show the video that show the production evolution of your
from
art.
The first sketch to the final.
Great. Very curious about this. Amazing. Thank you very much for sharing this creative process. You have explored also different options that I see at the beginning, with the screen that virtually embrace your grandmother actually, and then you choose this version with a different point of view, right?
It's more immersive.
More immersive.
More. More exasperating the ideas, but she's a very pretty pretty grandmother, and I think the ideas function very well. So I'm very happy.
Nice.
For this drawing and share with you.
Meanwhile, sorry if I interrupt you. Our friend Tom Wambeke is giving us a live feedback that we really appreciate, because Tom is one of the person that made this collaboration between Plug and ILO possible. So thank you, Tom, for being here and to taking part to this event. Just a matter of curiosity, did you show the poster to your grandmother at the end?
Oh yes.
What is her
very
reaction?
happy, but she's very. I see. I don't like the hand. Can you redesign the hand? But in the video, the hand I already draw the hand like 5 times. Okay.
The hand.
I don't like this hand. She's very smart and not easy to make happy with the draw.
Okay. Thank you so much for this for sharing with us your story and the story behind this great poster. Definitely this fits very well with the theme, the digital inclusion. But again, it's a wonderful artwork. So we really appreciate this in general. What is what are the plan for what are your plan for the future? Are you involved in other projects? Just to share what you are doing right now.
At the moment not, because I work on covers for an important publisher in Italy.
Okay.
And but I can show nothing.
Okay.
And animated video.
Top secret.
Now it's
confidential.
Top secret.
Good.
And animated video for a band, but I started today, so I have not to show. And finally go in summer, go in vacation, go to see the sun, the sea.
Definitely a nice plan.
Yes.
Okay, let's keep in touch. Of course, the audience can watch at your work on your personal website. I don't know if you want to refresh for our audience where they can find you on the web. Probably you have different channels.
You can find me, write my name on Instagram, or my website is www.giovannigastaldi.com.
Great. And we are very curious about this top secrets current work. So we will go on the next few months on your website to see the final works. Thank you again for being part of this online event, Giovanni Gastaldi. Talk to you soon. See you soon.
Thank you.
Ciao. Okay, great. We are almost at the end of this long journey inside digital inclusion, and for this last part of the event, we decided to watch at the main theme, so the digital inclusion, from a different perspective, at least a different perspective from the design and graphic communication. So we invited on the stage the representative of a super great initiative. The name is TuttiConnessi, that is pretty manifesting the real message and the real mission of this initiative. And if I'm not wrong, we have Feliciana Faiella in the backstage. Feliciana, ciao! How are you? You are muted, so please unmute your microphone.
Yeah, that's a nice way to start from being mute.
But it is a way to be digitally included, to be unmuted. So it is a form of exclusion, apart from joking. Thank you very much for being here today. You are doing a very, very, very great job. We are super happy to being part of you in our 10th edition of Posterheroes. TuttiConnessi is a powerful example of what we can do in a difficult moment, but there is something more, and I would like to listen from your real voice the story behind this initiative. So the stage is yours.
Thank you for introduction. First of all, obviously, I'm super happy to be here. Actually, I'm here with my partner, Serena, that she's actually not on stage, but she's in the audience. And she's a partner in this project. We're super happy and very proud to be part of this event. And for us, it's a wonderful occasion to tell you something about our project that was born actually in Torino in April 2020. The name of the project is, as you said before, TuttiConnessi. TuttiConnessi, well, if we want to roughly try to translate it in English, it means we are all connected, meaning we're all digitally connected. So what we do, our goal is to try to give our contribution in fighting the digital divide in order to reach a better standard of digital inclusion, which is the main theme of our being together today. So I really would like to tell you a little bit of a story, how we started this project. And the timing was the 2020, April. The scenario, as you can imagine, was the very first tough lockdown. Serena and I, we are part of an association. Serena is the president, and the association is called Tecne. And with Tecne, we do community engagement. And at the time of the first lockdown, we had rolling many projects with children in elementary and middle school. So we had a very good point of observation of what was happening in the school. So lockdown, the Italian schooling system had to close, as you all well know, and had to switch to a different mode, to the e-learning, the distant learning mode. Obviously, the Italian schooling system was not ready to face this huge change, but probably this was a situation that they had to face many other schooling systems all around the planet. So we were not ready to switch to the e-learning, to the online schooling. Many problems. What we had the chance to observe directly was that our children in the classes we were having these rolling projects, they were very hard to find. So the fact that the school was online was a huge problem, because they did not have access to electronic devices. And the number of these children was a scary number. So I'm talking about half of the children in our classes had no access to any kind of electronic devices, let's say laptops or tablets or smartphones, in order to join the online school. So we had half of the children completely disappeared from the radar. It was moving, watching the contribution of the sofa girls, so with their posters, the posters that were saying, "How does it feel? How was how does it feel to not exist?" This was the feeling probably of many children. Do not exist and being completely cut out the schooling system. So what we did, we put together a pool of association, and we built this little project that is called TuttiConnessi. TuttiConnessi is a simple, slim, and very efficient machine. And we like to say that we fight the digital divide using green economy, using circular economy tools. We say this because we do not have any money, and we do not use money. We do not buy computers, but we regenerate, we give new life to old computers. So again, our first goal is providing electronic devices to students that obviously do not want to, in order to allow them to access to the e-learning school. And our little machine is made by substantially by three areas. The first area is getting donation, the second area is regenerating, and the third area is donating. Getting donation means we're looking for donation of electronic devices that are currently not in use. You have to imagine like your old laptop maybe sitting in a drawer somewhere, or if you are private. If you are a company, maybe a stock of desktops or old laptops that are just left in a garage or in a storage area. As you all know, digital devices get old very easily. They get obsolete very easily because we all want to switch to a new model, something better. And there are many many electronic devices that are just left. So what we do, we intercept them before they actually piece of garbage, because they still have some potential. They still have a potential. So we intercept them, we get them, we retrieve them, and then we switch to the second area of our project, which is the very important contribution of our computer science volunteers. We have many volunteers that have computer science skills. I am not one of those. And what they do is that they get the old computers that we received as donations, and they regenerate them in a logic that is an upcycling attitude. They give a new life to this object that are not garbage, but that they can be a new opportunity for somebody else. And I do not have the skills to get in deeply into the description of how they regenerate this object, but we don't have any money, so we do that, let's say, in a open source style. So I know that they install Ubuntu, that we use OpenOffice, but this is also very nice to be part of this very generous and community. So once we have the object regenerated, now we give them where there is a need. So this is the third part. And I always like to say that this is a very challenging part because it is over there that we learned a lot about digital inclusion. Because doing this process, and we're very proud to say that we were able to give away almost 500 computers to 500 families. So being a small project, I think we did our best real and practical contribution. But still, looking at the need, we did realize that giving up a computer, it is not enough. this is not inclusion yet. It's the first step. We talk about the 3 C's. The first C is the computer. The second C is connectivity. And the third C is computer skills. What do I mean? Saying that, I mean that if you give somebody a computer, it's already a big step. But if this person does not have connectivity, the object, just the computer, is not enabled to be an opportunity of digital inclusion. If the person has the computer and has connectivity, but has not digital computer skills, still you didn't have actually reached the goal of the real inclusion. It was very moving and very nice seeing the little movie that Giovanni shared with us. And think about that grandma. She has everything, but still she needs some help from somebody to be actually really included.
In talking about connectivity, it seems that your connection today is not super performant. We got completely your message. Super interesting. Video quality is a bit low, so I don't know if you can move maybe a little bit close to the Wi-Fi or something similar. Today, it's a pity because you are talking about super important things, and I don't want to miss any.
I'm the closest I can.
Okay, you are seated on the access point, definitely, like me today. Well, thank you for this contribution, and most of all, thank you for your incredible job that you did in the last few months. Could you? Sorry, I missed your voice. It seems that we have some technical issues.
Yeah, can you hear me?
Now, yes.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
I just wanted to add, because I think it's important for you to know that ITCILO was a big donator. They gave us many old computers, laptops and desktops that they were not using any longer. So actually they are usually our first donators, and I'm very proud to say that all the stuff that they gave us have been already regenerated, and they have been already donated to families, to associations, to social workers, to students. So this was a very effective partnership. So we are very proud also to be able to tell you this story.
Great, and thanks for this remark, because of course partnering with the ILO is important also for us, and this message is straight to the point. If I'm not wrong, your project is currently active in Torino, but also in Genova, Roma, Bergamo.
Exactly, because I was mentioning this simple and efficient machine. So since we do have a format, we were happy and lucky enough to be able to share this format with other friends all around Italy. So we open up in Genova, in Bergamo, in Milano, and in Rome. And so there are different groups of volunteers, because obviously I didn't mention it, but this is a no-profit action, totally no-profit action, and they're doing the same kind of action that we're doing here in Torino.
Okay, let's see. If I'm from Catania and I want definitely bring your initiative in Catania, what are the steps? What I can do?
Give me a call. You just give me a call or send an email through our website. Obviously, I didn't mention that, but I mean the tool that we used to get to reach donators and to reach the need. It's a very simple website that we have. It is not fancy at all. Actually, I just use illustrators that are very that work in the visual work. In the visual world, if you want to take a look to our website, it's terrible. So if you want to start a partnership with us, that would be very much appreciated.
Let's see. In the meanwhile, our colleagues are putting on the website. Yes, the website. And the main message here is the fact that this is not a closed initiative. I mean, it is a growing initiative. So you have a future plan also to grow and to expand the project on different areas, right?
Yes. So we hope we will be able to escalate reproducing this TuttiConnessi machine all around Italy. But what we also decided to accept the challenge of the computer science skills. So what we did in the past year, we designed a series of classes in order to give some basic skills to people. Our target in this case was families, grown-up people with children in schooling age. And so what we designed a course, 8 classes. And what we do, we give the basic skills to people to be comfortable
we are
over the internet and for informations and using all the virtual tools that are fundamental nowadays to be a digital citizen.
Great, thanks for this message. Unfortunately, the connection isn't very good today, but you can find all the information about TuttiConnessi on the website. And again, Feliciana open the floor to direct message to her for collaboration, partnership, whatever. So take care of these opportunities. Let's recap with the 3 C's that you mentioned before, because it is a good message to recap at the end of a talk like this. So the first one is computer, the second one is connectivity, and the third one
computer skills.
Computer skills.
Competence.
So competence. Great. And definitely, I think it's they are the very most important pillars above we can build the foundations for equal and social digital inclusion for all.
Christian, if I may add, I am very proud to be presenting this project, which is a very small contribution to a huge problem. But the thing is that we are diving into the reality. We're touching the problems with bare hands. And the thing is that technology, it's a fantastic opportunity to evolve into a better world of inclusion. It's a big challenge, and we're facing this challenge right now, and we cannot afford to let anybody behind, because now that the evolution is running, we have to be very careful on not to leave anybody behind, and this is where we want to give our little contribution.
Yes, it is definitely, even for me, this is more than a challenge, is a kind of imperative action, imperative duty that we have to do in the next few years. Otherwise, we fail as society first. Well, thank you again, Feliciana. Thank you also, Serena, that joined us among the audience. Today it was a great chance to explore digital inclusion from different aspects, from the graphic point of view, from the communication point of view, but also with the initiative like TuttiConnessi. There are different ways to contribute to this big issue for our world today. And so the time is almost over, I think, because we have a 2-hour window. And so let me close with the final remarks. So thank you very much to ILO for the invitation today and to this digital fair event. Thank you, Alessandra, that co-hosted with me the initial part of this event. Thank you to all the ambassadors that joined the online session. So Studio Sofa, Sara Gironi Carnevale, Giulia, Tassi, Giovanni, Gastaldi. Of course, thank you again to Feliciana for this last contribution, and thank you to Lodovica and Matteo that made this possible, directing us from the back end. So last invitation is to check our website, so www.posterheroes.org. And of course, if you are a designer, illustrator, a creative person, the invitation is to participate in the last edition. There are still a few days to being part of this amazing adventure. From my point of view, it is all. Thank you so much for being with me, and see you soon on a digital or physical place. Ciao, ciao.